Trying to meet everybody's needs does not meet any need for you. I do know and understand that me making sure my son never has to worry, it makes me feel good, right? But I don't do that because it makes him feel good. Does that make sense? Like I'm not meeting his needs with the objective to make him feel. It is great. I love to be able to say that my son knows that I'll always have his back. I love to be able to say my son will never have to go out into this world and worry about anything. That makes me feel good. But if I've been doing all of the things I've been doing to meet his needs or make him feel all of those things, I'm depleting myself and it pulls me further away from the ability to actually be there. If my inherent joy comes from being of service to my son, then that's what will lead me. And I should follow what brings me joy and set a boundary for what does not. If I'm always constantly trying to make sure he never has to worry about anything, whatever, I might create a son who is super privileged, super arrogant, and will lead to both of our destruction, right? Because I have to have some kind of boundary somewhere. Yes, I will always be your safety net, but I won't be your safety net if you go out here and do some destructive, crazy, ridiculous things that is going to risk my life, your livelihood, whatever it might be. No, the buck has to stop somewhere because if it doesn't, I will never be able to provide for you. I'll never be able to be that safe space. I'll never be able to do whatever. And I think with parents, and I'm not a mother, so I don't want to generalize, and I know I'm speaking from a place of privilege as a male and all of these things. I think where it gets conflated as a parent, just from my parental relationship, and maybe there's some similarities as mothers, is we think that if we pour everything all, that will be enough, and we kind of abandon ourselves in the process. If we abandon ourselves in the process and lose ourselves completely and have no care and concern about our body, our emotions, our health, our wealth, our whatever it is, there is no way possible that we can be the stability for our children. There's no way possible that we can be the safety net. There's no way possible that we can aid in their growth, their development, their wellness, whatever it might be. If I completely devoid myself of emotion in the human experience, there's no way I can guide this little human through their human experience. We have to have some kind of line in the sand, some kind of boundary, some kind of way to make sure that we are whole so that our overflow from the wholeness flows into them. If we are operating from a place of overflow, we will never run out. There's no way that I don't pour into my son. My son gets everything that my body, my love for myself, whatever, cannot hold. That way, I will always be there. That way, I'm not always exhausted or feeling depleted or resentful of him for making me do 1, 2, and 3, or feeling like I have to find these things to be there for him or show him that I'm a good dad or whatever it might be. No, if I'm pouring into myself, exercising good boundaries, the capacity to show up for my son is never ending because my cup doesn't get poured. All the things that everyone around me gets, it's the overflow. It's the ripple effect from the things that I'm doing for myself. And that starts with good boundary setting. Do understand that the healthier you become, the more problematic it might be for your relationships. Because everyone will be so accustomed to you cleaning up after them, or to you being the person that does these things that is normative, that is their understanding of who you are. If I'm used to you meeting all of my needs without exception, you're going to get some pushback from me when you start setting boundaries.
For the full conversation and to join us live each week to participate and get your questions answered, be sure to click that link to join the Mamahood Experience. It costs you nothing to join, but you'll gain everything you need to know to make your mamahood journey just a little easier.